share this with you. Good morning, Paul. Welcome to the Gold Call Show, a weekly podcast about the adventures of your sales career. What a career it's been, either as a self-employed individual, which I am now, and also as a quota-bearing salesperson. What an honor to serve, that's for sure. But Paul, enough about me. Let's talk about you, right? Now, you've been a Gold Call fan, a Gold Caller for quite some time now. I forget
Yes,
how many
sir.
years ago we met. And so I do stay in touch with my alumni and continue to share war stories about the travails, trials, and tribulations of a sales profession. But getting our foot in the door and out of our mouth, my goodness. So, Paul, what the heck are you selling? Tell us about your business.
Peter, thanks, man, for inviting me on this call. Yeah, my name is Paul Pompeo. I'm with a company called First Light Cloud Exchange, and I am a cloud consultant or a technology advisor, if you will. We represent over 400 different cloud and IT providers, and we help organizations do what they do anywhere, anytime, on any device worldwide. We've been around about 20 years, so I think we know what we're doing. And we're able to help many different industries like legal firms, financial institutions, healthcare. Those are the three top big ones that we work with, and we've been done rather well with them. So that's essentially what I'm doing now, Pete. Just the overall technology guy.
An overall technology guy. All right, so
Yeah.
let's go back because you had a little bit of a lemonade statement. Now, for the people that are just tuning in, what the heck is a lemonade statement? All right, let's make this clear and concise. All right. A lemonade statement is a short sentence description void of any benefit or feature that just explains your purpose to a buying market. That's it. It's a conversation starter. So you had the beginning of a lemonade statement because you were providing, and let's go back to the top, and I'm hoping you can put the needle back on the record in the right spot here. So you're providing technology solutions to small business. Now, I know you didn't say that, but I'm taking what you said and refined it into a lemonade statement. That's what we're talking about here. So, all right. So is that your business?
Small business and any from 1 employee to 10,000 employees, but
Okay.
we focus somewhere around 100 employees and above. That's our sweet spot. But again, that's anything. The way the I guess the IRS or whatever considers it a small business is anything less than 100 employees. So.
All right. So you're a technology advisor. That's
Right.
what in your lemonade statement there.
Yes.
Technology advisor. All right. Well,
exactly.
If you put those two words together, kids, what's that sound? A technology advisor. All right. I am a cook. I am a plumber. I fix flat tires. Right. The whole idea is to start the conversation off by helping clear the way. It's opening a channel of communication. I don't want you on the defense, and you don't want your prospects on it. How much cold calling do you do? I should say, how much cold calling are you doing?
Oh, anywhere from right now, yeah, I do anywhere from 300 to 500 calls a week.
Okay, so you're calling people up, and if they answer the phone, which is another issue, but let's assume that every now and then a human being answers the phone. You've done your homework in advance, so you know who they are, and the likelihood that they fit the profile of an ideal prospect for you is, greater than an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. Sound good?
Absolutely, yep.
That's your prospect. So now that we know who we're looking at, so when you get them on the phone, I'm hoping you ask them or make the statement that you hope you had 10 seconds to explain the call, and then you jump in, what do we say now? Now we can say technology advisor, but I want to go a little deeper, man. I want to be a provider of technology solutions to small business, right? A provider of technology solutions to small business. My golly, that's 8 words. So as a rule, we try to get our lemonade statement within 10 words. And, the number 10, I figured, what could you, when I authored the Gold Call script builder, what I had in mind is, how can I have somebody fully understand what the heck I'm calling about in 10 words or less? That was it. Now, just by happenstance, over the countless hundreds of lemonade statements I've created for students, uh, I, the best are always 10 words or less. It just comes out that way.
And
So
it
I definitely
creates,
might say, Paul, that saying less, you can sell more. And of course, we're trying to sell ourselves to prospects to gain their attention, right? Because nothing happens without the attention. All right. So how do you find a gold call helping you get your foot in the door and out of your mouth?
well, exactly what the lemonade. Well, first of all, I will back it up. Yeah, I always ask for, and I'm sort of like hat in hand. I ask them, hey, listen, I'll say, I'm calling to tell you why I'm calling and ask you a question or two. Do you have a few seconds to chat? You have some
Okay.
now. And I say a few seconds. I don't say 10. I say a few seconds. And 99% of the time they say, yeah, I do. I have about a minute or two. I says, oh, wow, that's even more than I expected. I appreciate that. And then, just to start getting a little rapport going. And then a part, my lemonade statement is, and I've narrowed it down. And that was the hardest thing for me to keep my mouth shut and not try to sell. And that. So what I really am finding, especially when you're calling on a lot of the enterprise size, the CIO, CTOs, those folks have like no time and no patience. So the lemonade statement is very simple. I say my company lowers costs and help greater efficiencies in your IT. That's 10 words exactly.
Mhm.
And I say, and here's the question. And right after that, the question I want to ask is, I'm curious to see how much focus and responsibility you put on just that, lowering costs and creating greater efficiencies in your IT.
Okay.
And I shut up and I wait for an answer. And most of the time, they'll start, the curiosity level goes up here. For me, when I find out that when the curiosity increases, the attention increases. And what do you always say, Pete?
Wow, what a coincidence.
Get their attention,
Right.
so and
The first
then
sale, it's the first sale you make to anyone. You got to
exactly.
sell them on the idea that you're worthy of their attention. We talked about how attention is the new currency of business. It's an asset.
Exactly. Yes, it
And they're
is.
not giving any assets that have value away just because. Not going to do it. So, and I'm sure you found at the senior executive level that these folks probably have advanced degrees, have given countless presentations to management and board advisors, and essentially, when someone has difficulty finding the right words to say the right way and using the right prose, because all they have to go on is your voice. If it doesn't sound, well, interesting, different, then it's easy to get passed over, brushed aside. We don't want that. So you find that executives talk executive speak, and you really have to have a grasp of not only the English language, proper grammar and vocabulary, but the prose, the syntax of what comes next if you want to stay in control of the call. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd rather be the manipulator than the manipulatee. Okay.
Exactly.
And if I don't have a plan of my own, I'll become part of somebody else's plan if I don't know the shot in advance. So I think you've done a great job of identifying your prospect. And then what are you looking for to make sure that you're talking to the right person, right? And then you're making a reasonable request for attention scheduled to the calendar, or right now, if we could spend a few minutes, I have a few questions, either or, more of your attention to see if I deserve any more of it. And I'm going to leave that decision to you, Paul, to decide if we should talk further. Now, when you don't know the shot, you're trying to ride a unicycle in dialogue with other people as you struggle to negotiate for their attention. You're wobbling. And as soon as the people sense in the tone of your voice and your manner of speech that you're wobbling, you're waffling, you're not confident, you're not sure of yourself, they take advantage of it. Now, when I say take advantage, I mean they're going to prioritize their focus and attention on something a lot more important than talking to a sales guy today. And that impression happens right away. So once they're on to you that you're a salesperson pitching a product, a little hard to put your arm around someone virtually and get them to, trust you or whatever. So the point here is we're providing information technology services to small business. But before I go on any further, how much involvement do you have with making decisions about technology utilization for your company, or technology decisions, purchasing decisions about anything having to do with technology? Okay. What are we looking for, Paul? We're looking for an audience of one who's in the market or has an open mind to the possibility that you may have a solution to a problem or an inconvenience or a circumstance or a consequence or something. It's got to be in the picture. People are not going to give us money just because we've got a nice looking hat. It's got to make sense. It's got to be relevant. And if you can mirror my speech pattern, I speak with confidence. Why? Because I got my chin up. And I know in advance that people who are not happy with their current situation or something about their computer's too slow, I can't get on the internet, this application doesn't work, we have plans to move a lot of what we're doing to the cloud, whatever it is. You're an option. I can't say for sure I can help you solve a technology problem, but I've been able to help other small business realize solutions to problems they didn't know they had. So back to your point about piquing curiosity, that's our job. We need to have curiosity because they pair with attention and they grow exponentially on an increasing scale, the less you say, and when we phrase the questions the right way, and get a commitment for more of their attention. So how is that going? I mean, let me just ask you this. Now, the icebreaker, right? I hope I have 10 seconds, or I hope whatever. Yours was a variation. So, understand that the gold call it's a framework of dialogue, right? You can adapt your own personality and your own phraseology to it. And I think you did a fine job. The thing is, you need to clear the path to the first door, and that's to explain yourself. That's the first door we go through. Explain it. You need the opportunity to do that. So let's start at the top. You're calling and you're hoping that they'll pay attention long enough for you to tell them what you're calling about. And I'm just going to add my 3 cents here and just say that you might consider saying that you're solving costly problem. I solve costly technology problems for small business owners. Now, I don't know off the top of my head if that's 10 words or not. That's a total guess. All right. I solve technology problems for small business owners. We're back to 8 words again. What more needs to be said, Paul?
Nothing. Now, here's what I've been experiencing though. I'll say my 10 words, then I'll ask them, is that those 10 words important to you? Or do you focus on that? And most of the time, because I'm pretty good at finding the right person to talk to, but most of the time it's it'll be they'll say, yeah, that's me, that's what I do. And then the next bombardment of questions is, well, what exactly do you do? And I'm able to say this, the fact that because I represent so many different providers and so many, I'm saying, that's a good question, but a better question is what I don't represent. And that's exactly why I want to schedule 15 minutes with you so we can go over your situation in your organization, see what we can help you with. And then I go right into the jugular. I go right to, how's next Tuesday at 2:00? And you block out 15 minutes. And most times they'll say yes, because I got them so curious. They want to know.
I was about to ask you, Paul, how's that working out?
Most times it's, I might have to elaborate a little bit more, but it's still going to be vague.
Look, let me help you. All right. Let me offer my 3 cents. Right. I think you might be putting a little bit too much dialogue mayonnaise on that sandwich. Okay. All right. It still tastes like liverwurst.
I hate liverwurst.
Sure. Look, you're currently solving problems for other companies that they didn't know they had. And, well, suppose what it is that I'm doing elsewhere would benefit your business in some way. Would I get any of your attention? I want you to, you got 90% of it perfect, but do not ever, other than the attention question, mention anything about a value. I can do this, we're doing that. I've been in the business 20 years, right? Nobody cares. Just understand, when I'm calling you, I want to know whether or not you have any connection to making decisions about information technology, anything having to do with computers, internet, cloud, this, that, whatever. I would even go as far as to talk like that, because a lot of business owners are not technologists. So I
Right.
want the purpose of the gold call is to keep it short, but not only that, but come across in a disarming way. I want my prospect relaxed. I want their state of mind to be comfortable. I want my prospect to think that I'm coming at them, right? So I want to sound more skeptical. I'm like skeptical. I'm a constructive pessimist. I don't believe anything until I see it, feel it, touch it. So I take everything with a grain of salt. So I don't know you, Paul, as the president of Paul Enterprises International, and I happen to get you on the phone today, and I tell you that I solve a variety of technology problems for small business owners. But before I go on any further, Paul, let me ask you this. When it comes to making decisions about technology for your company, how much personal involvement do you have with that part of your business? And of course, to your point, I shut up. I'm waiting. And he might come back and say, well, what do you mean? Well, I want to jump right into my attention question. I don't want to start dancing. Well, all right. If there was a problem I solved for another small business in your industry, solved the problem they didn't know they had, but it saved them a fair amount of money, would I get any of your attention? Okay, so now I have you in the box. See, the gold call script is a box dialogue, a syntax, but it's in boxes. It's in boxes for a reason, to get you to shut up, not color outside the lines.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Please. We talked about your Miranda rights in sales, right? You have the right to remain silent. On last week's show, we covered it. Go check it in the archives. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you by prospects to advance their agenda in any negotiation. Period. All right. A fish usually gets caught when its mouth is open. So these little rules of thumb should kick in. You should be asking yourself the question, am I talking too much? Look, I need guardrails too. I speak for a living. I'm a
Oh
chatterbox
yeah.
sometimes. So I got to recognize, that's why I got to box it. I got to realize that there are boundaries in any introductory dialogue I'm having with a person for the first time. So the purpose of the call, identify the right person, create a hypothetical situation. All right. Now, if they still want more information, I don't know you well enough to say for sure I can do anything for you. See, there's the pull away, takeaway selling, I think they call it.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that's definitely
Relax.
good.
Well, yeah. Stop trying to please prospects. You don't even know if you're working with a company that's got a problem you can even solve. I mean, you have to be objective about this, extremely objective. All right. So all I'm looking for, Paul, is some time to get better acquainted and see where we might have a fit. Knowing in advance, I can't say I can do anything for you, but if your circumstances are similar to other companies I work with, there's a good chance I may be in a position to do something for you. Now, of course, these lines, I've recited them to my students in class, private clients, corporate clients, and they go through this to help them understand that what you say and how you say it has a lot to do with your ability to capture someone's attention quickly. And if you don't have that talent, then it's like letting go of that fire hose, and where that water goes, anybody's guess. I tell you, I'm hearing a new term lately called word salad. Have you heard of it?
What's it say? Say that term
Word
again.
salad.
Word salad. Oh,
Word
interesting.
salad. Now you think of a big bowl with lettuce, tomato, and onions, and cucumbers, and peppers, and sliced carrots, and right? Now you think of each piece of lettuce or vegetable that's in that salad is just words, and and then what happens, right? You get in there. You ever have Caesar salad made at the table?
Sure.
Okay, here's your word salad, right? You got all these words jumbled in there, and you figure if you put enough dialogue mayonnaise on the sandwich, the prospect won't, they won't experience the bad taste, because you're not quite sure whether or not you have any value at all. That's another reason why when you're blinking, you encourage prospects to act in a defensive manner with objections and stalls. There should be no objection on a cold call to a prospect.
No,
I can't do
none.
it. I don't know, Paul. I don't know you well enough to say I could do anything for you, but if you're willing to invest some time and attention, let's get better acquainted, see where we have a fit, see where it goes. Reasonable request for your attention. So the word salad only, it just mixes up the vegetables and this, that, and the words are just discombobulated. And pretty soon, it's right away, I would say, it becomes heir apparent to the prospect that you don't know what you're talking about. And I don't know any senior executive in a company that wants to carve out some time to talk to some amateur meeting, someone that struggles with public speaking and verbal communication skills. I just don't have the patience for it. If you sound interesting, I'll pay attention. All right. I'll at least listen to your lemonade statement. And I have to tell you, if you listen to my call recordings up on the YouTube channel for the Gold Call Show, I mean, there's prospects that are telling me about, my calls to prospects, recordings that the prospect thanks me for calling them the way I did. Because that lemonade statement is actually refreshing, not for you, but it's also refreshing for the prospect.
Right.
I mean, because when they pick up the phone and it's not their brother-in-law or not their boss or the principal at their kid's school, it's a salesperson. How many calls have you made where the person picks up the phone and say, "Oh, I only picked up the phone because I was expecting a call from someone else"?
Right. And that's how
Am I the only one that's happened to?
Nope. It's
Right?
not to I don't know if I should give a plug or not for this lead
Give a
generation.
plug.
For Seamless AI is
Don't
awesome.
give them too much of a plug. All right. Don't give them too much of a club.
I'm gonna want some residuals on it then.
We do have a sponsor today, though.
Who's
right.
that?
Look, when you're in the front lines of sales and marketing, you need a great writing instrument. And that's why sales professionals worldwide rely on Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc, maker of fine writing instruments since 1896. Look, if you're going to sign a contract or sign off on anything, or if you're famous enough to sign autographs, look, do it with a Mont Blanc pen. All right. Now
I'll
back
take
to our
10.
program. Press hard. The third copy's yours. God, I miss those days. I miss those days. So the next time, press hard to your prospect. Press hard. The third copy's yours, right? Do it with a Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc. I got to say it right. Mont Blanc.
Now it's e-signature.
Yeah, something. Yeah, that's right. I signed an agreement with a new client yesterday, and I'm like, how do I do this? But I guess legality wise, it was just a matter of typing my name in, and that's whatever. That was all that was needed to reach an agreement. I have a whole other story, but I'm not going to go into on today's show. Let's get back to what we were talking about with our prospect that we provide. We solve technology problems for small business owners. All right, that's what kind of problem? I don't know yet. That's why I'm calling you. Right? Then jump right into the attention question. If there was something I was doing with another small business, solving a problem, that if I solved the problem for another small company like yours, that saved them some money off of their operations, would I get any of your attention? And then zip it. We have the right to remain silent, right? So if you're willing to get it, if you change your mindset in prospecting, cold calling, from trying to win over the approval and the acceptance of the prospect, right, and turn it into just a scutch. You know what a scutch is?
Oh yeah.
You're a provocateur. I'm looking for a reaction. And another reason that people don't take the shot is because they're worried about the reaction, So I know it's stage fright. I got a little bit of it too until, again, I step back and say, why am I nervous? Because if you're nervous, you're doing something wrong. You got to know that.
Absolutely.
You have to be straight up confident. At least in the execution of any conversation with someone. I mean, I can't expect you, the prospect, to help me out. A lot of salespeople hope for that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
That's not.
sell this thing. What do you say? You know, I mean, what do
Mm.
you like about it? You know, huh? If they can even ask that question. So, anywho, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover today. You know, we're here about 40, coming to the end of the show. But I want to thank you, Paul. You've been an ardent supporter of the Gold Call script for quite a few years now. And if that background is real and not one of those phony things, you know, then you looks like you're sitting in the corner office there. So, I mean, I can't take full blame for your success, but I hope you found Uncle Pete to be an active contributor. You know, I always like to hear from people that are you know, making headway with themselves. How about the commanding more control over their destiny?
Uncle Pete has done that with
God,
his Gold Call.
you know, there's only so much disrespect I can take. You know, I get no respect. You know, at least after a sales call, I wanted to retain some self-respect. Doggone it. So if it doesn't come out the way I wanted it, like, yeah, come on in, let's talk. We're looking for, you know, I mean, if it's not the outcome I'm looking for is an outcome. Okay.
Period. Yeah. Period.
Let's close the show with that. The outcome we're looking for is the outcome.
Outcome.
And as long as you come to a final destination, you have arrived. And if it's the wrong station, what do, Paul? You find your way to the right train in the right direction, baby.
Yes.
You got it.
Mm.
All right. Well, Paul, why don't you give a final shout out, all right, for your company? Let's hear the name of it. Let's hear your website address. And so this way we can, you know, put you together with the Mont Blanc people. All right.
Awesome. Yeah. So it's First Light Cloud Exchange, and our website
What's
is
that? Say that again.
First Light Cloud
First
Exchange.
Light Cloud Exchange.
Yes, exchange with an X. Exchange.
Clever.
And we are at. You can find us on the web at www.fcxnyc.com. That's FCXNYC.
SDXNYC.com.
Yes,
I get
FC
that right?
Frank Charlie X-ray NYC.com.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this is recorded. So anyway, if you didn't get that, kids, just roll the tape back.
And my
right?
direct number is 212-810-4820 if you'd like to chat with me.
That's 810-4820.
Correct.
Right? That's right.
Correct.
Out of town, call collect. Operators are standing by. Don't delay. This offer is limited.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, my friend. You have yourself a great weekend. I want to thank everybody for listening in to the Gold Call Show. This week's, I guess, adventure in our sales career and proper sales call execution, helping everyone around the world be more effective communicators so they can get their foot out of their mouth and in the door. All right.
Thanks, Pete.
All right, friend. Make it a great week, and we'll be talking again
very soon.
All right, pal. Bye now.
Bye-bye.